Hey everyone, welcome back to Open Hybrid. Our last guest is a Steel Pannist on the rise, a young and dedicated musician who can cater to virtually any type of event, a get together, birthdays, cocktail parties, and weddings, which is where I met him. He also studies music theory under steel drum virtuosos in Brooklyn. He basically wants to share the love for music and take the steel drum mainstream, with his main focus being to let everyone know that the steel drum can be played anywhere and can play anything. Here to share more is Steel Pannist Damoi Morgan. Hey.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, we are in the building. You're in the building.
Yeah, well, you're kind of outside
The
the
building.
building, but it's all right. We're in this virtual space, and you know, we can open up sharing with our viewers how I met you playing at a wedding, and how in awe I was over your rhythms, because I felt like I was transported into the Caribbean, which is basically what you do, what that instrument does for me, especially when you're vibing to like modern music, which I thought was super cool.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. So yes, right now I am a gigging musician, right? And my business title is Exquisite Productions, and that's my goal. That is what I wish to bring to everyone. So when I was on a wedding cocktail gig and I met you, thank the Lord, it was a match made in heaven. It was perfect because I am a young musician. I am very in tune with Afro beats, very in tune with compa, very in tune with soca and things of that nature. So I feel it is always best for me to bring current music as well as traditional classics to the dance floor to make everybody dance, bring up the vibes, because that's what the steel drum does, right? It always elevates the community, it elevates the spirits, right? It brings everyone together with its beautiful sound. So that was my
no, it definitely elevated the vibration, right? And what I really appreciate is, first of all, that you're young. Second of all, that you've chosen that to be your like passion instrument, because I know you're also a pianist, and we want to make note of that, as well as a percussionist. But this particular instrument, you've made it your mission to not only play it and play it well, but find a way to create a fusion so that you're able to bring it to the next generation, which is what I really find dope. I find that so dope.
Yes, whether it's salsa, R&B, soca, tribal, religion music, anything religious music, we do gospel events too. The steel drum could do anything. So it's always that spark in people's eyes that I see when I play, and they're like, oh, you're playing that song. That's amazing. It's like that. It's things like that. Highlighting the instrument, because the steel pan could play anything, just like a violin can, just like the piano can. So, just want to bring the sounds to the world,
So I want to ask you, because you started playing this like 4 years ago, what drew you to it, and what, I guess, made you marry it, right? Because again, you come from traditional training, but this seems to be your instrument now.
Yes, the steel drum is my thing, because in high school, I first started off as a drummer playing the djembe and then moving on to the drum set. And then the main reason that I didn't play the piano first is because piano is kind of hard. Piano is kind of hard. All those notes is a lot of work. So with the steel pan, you are able to continue to be a percussionist. I love hitting things, but now I can apply music theory. That's just the thing. I love hitting things. I'm beating pan till my heart stops, right? So yeah, man. The steel pan just makes me able to enact my brain in music theory and understanding songs and things like that, while also still being percussionist and playing with feeling, right? Not just notes, but playing how I feel.
Yeah, so then it becomes an extension of how you're feeling, and trust me, I felt it. I was dancing to it. That's why I was like, oh my gosh, we gotta have we gotta have him on the show. Yes. And so Yas is my producer, you guys. And so Damoi, just help us out in understanding, like, I guess, are there numbers that you have to follow in order to get a certain sound?
Yes, I would say that the steel drum is just like a string orchestra. the steel orchestra is just like a string orchestra. So the tenor pan that I played is the same thing as a violin. There is a steel pan that's the same as a viola. There's a steel pan called a cello, which is the same as a cello, bass, etc. So it's exactly the same. It has notes just like a violin, just like that. It's just a piano in circles. That's all it is. A piano in circles.
Ah, no wonder it was easy for you to adapt, right? Because you went from the piano mindset into, well, actually you fused your percussion with it. But anyway, it's one of my favorite instruments is what it is. It's really, an instrument that always makes me so happy. And of course it transports me, and probably anyone who hears it, to the Caribbean, to an island, the ocean. It just raises all of these feelings of just being in that peaceful state of just relaxing.
That's it. When I'm on gigs or things like that, I just don't want to think about anything. I read the vibe in the room. I set up the playlist and then just let the steel pan do the talking. Right? And then it's just beautiful and then it just happens to be beautiful and exquisite because that's the work that I've put in to the instrument to bring into the people.
So, so what does life look like as a steel pannist right now?
Ooh, life is great. Life is great. I have a couple upcoming gigs. I have a couple more wedding cocktails and anniversary parties. So it's just working to better my production quality, working to better my repertoire ideas, making sure I bring the classics like Try Ja Love by Third World.
Oh, you went there for me.
An amazing song.
A
Yes.
man after my own heart.
Yes.
You're a good listener. I love that.
Of course.
I love that.
So every time I perform, I always ask people, what's your favorite song? Or what would you like to hear performed live? And I always put it in a list and I make sure I listen to it to expand my knowledge, not only as a steel panist, but as a musician, because to make sure the steel pan could adhere to everything, I got to kind of listen to everything. So, always expanding your ears, always being open to new things, being open to genres that I don't understand or haven't heard of, because I'm not Haitian, but I definitely play compa. I love compa. Everybody loves them some compa. So it's things like that. So I'm always adapting to my environment.
That's beautiful. That's a beautiful way to be. That's a beautiful way to live. Really, it truly is. And to have this instrument in which you're exploring in that manner is it's like a gift to us. And I'm sad that you're not going to be playing the song that I told you is my favorite song, but that means that you and I have to meet up again because you're going to play that song for me on Steel Pan.
Definitely. We're going to make it happen.
But in the meantime, set up what we're going to be listening to, because I know you're going to be giving everybody a taste of your skill set, baby.
Yeah. So what you will be listening to is a live instrumental version of On the Low by Burna Boy, a nice Burna Boy classic, as everybody loves Burna Boy, and it will be live. It will be all live. It will include 2 steel pans, myself and another partner. And then it include a live percussive background.
And so, who's your partner that's going to be joining you?
My partner is Tyler Cohen, another steel panist of mine and a close friend of mine.
Wonderful. That's wonderful. He's accompanying you, and that's going to be a lovely treat for you guys. I mean, this is like, go get your drink, go just get yourself ready, like, pull up the sunbathing stuff and just chill for a moment because we got to take a quick break. But when we return, Damoi Morgan is going to be playing that steel pan for us, mi gente. So don't go anywhere.